Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. Ninja Boy 2. This time it's even more ninja. It's been a long time since we checked in on Ninja Boy. The first game was all the way back in episode 59, and I don't remember a thing about it. I had to go back and rewatch the episode, and it turns out the reason I don't remember it is because it's remarkably forgettable. It was a pretty average top-down action game where you play as a ninja going around punching enemies and collecting power-ups, with some warps and secrets built in, but nothing that really stood out as being especially good. It was one of hundreds of Game Boy games that flooded the system. Not awful, but destined to just be a part of your collection that gathers dust while you decide to replay Metroid 2 for the 50th time, and rightfully so. But the presence of a sequel on the Game Boy immediately makes things interesting. I've talked before about how so many Game Boy games felt like companies getting to grips with the system, then the sequels coming out and really making the most of it now that they understood what they were working with. Games like Mario Land 2, Castlevania 2, and Mortal Kombat 2, all of which were vastly superior to their previous games. But all of those were also big-time franchises with a lot of eyes on them. This is part of the lesser-known Super Chinese series, made by mid-range Japanese developer Culture Brain. So it'll be interesting to see if this is them taking the chance to improve on the first game to make something more memorable, or if it's more of a case of, hey, let's release that game again with some new levels. The box art feels like one of 1,000 you'd see on the Game Boy, but that's not a bad thing. It's got cartoonish art, the protagonists in action poses, some enemies. It's everything you need to sell a game. Also, are we in space? I think we're in space. So will this be a good sequel? Unsheath your blade for Ninja Boy 2. It's the most boring ident screen I've ever seen. Whoa! I'm sorry. That was some kind of effect. Ninja Boy 2. Ooh, nice music. Let's Ninja Boy. Oh, it's the title screen number 2. It's been a few months since Jack and Ryu, the Ninja Boys, have left their country, China. Oh. Slightly racist. Here they are in the Marco Polo cluster. We are in space. What? A monstrous battleship came into sight. This is a weird story. Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and frame this image. Okay, so we crash landed on a planet. Huh. Is this an RPG? It's the Gallons! Okay, so how do we... Oh, what? Oh, it's like a... RPG beat-em-up? Oh, he's dead. Let go of me, please. That's an interesting idea. But how does the game actually play? The answer so far is, not great. Punch, 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 punch. It's almost like Zelda 2. 30 XP and 12 Sen. Level up. Oh god. Oh god, is it like super frequent encounters? Oh, I'm dead. Jack is defeated. Can we go to town? Welcome to the village of Sandstar. Okay, so it's an RPG. But instead of turn-based combat, it's like beat-em-up style. So it is. Game Boy TM isn't fun. What are you talking about? So it really is Zelda 2-esque. Using a sort of, I guess, beat-em-up 2.5D kind of battle system. I always do like RPGs where the battle system is really different. And this one is absolutely doing that. Ooh, things. It's in the shop? Yes. Oh, okay. That's like the revive area. I need to get in a couple more battles because... What was that hotel noise? They usually tell me when I check into a hotel, bring peace back to the universe. Yeah, I need to get in a couple more battles just to see, like, if the combat works, because those first 2 battles it wasn't. Okay, let's go back on our journey. Okay, so I just got unlucky that first time. The battles aren't that frequent. Okay, so it's, we should talk about this. It's B to jump, A to punch with very short, range. It's not bad. It's just kind of meh. There only appears to be one attack, and it's a very short range one. Also, these boxes here, can I do anything with them? Yes! Oh, and you get stun-locked badly. Level has increased. Hang on. I'm gonna go check a guide. Apparently there are some special moves you can do. At least one. Let's see if we can do it. Where are you? Fight me, coward. Okay. Didn't quite go how I was expecting. The combat isn't great, but something about this game has me hooked. Just because I can appreciate such a weird gameplay style. Okay, that NP down there is my health, I guess? Let go of me. Let go of me! Now, it says this is supposed to be an attack, but it's not hitting anyone. Oh. Oh, you have to land on them. Doesn't seem to be doing that much extra damage. Man, I really wish this combat was better, because I think there's a really interesting idea here. You know, very much like I've said, the comparison to Zelda 2 is right there. I'm glad you found me, Samurai Happy, Samurai Sad. Find my fan, would you? I'll give you a T-star. Oh, it's a minigame. Found it. Oh, there's magic? You can't use it now. Okay, let's see if we can use magic in combat. Now, how do I use magic? There we go. Oh, it's just an equip. I am weirdly torn on this game. On one hand, the actual combat just isn't that good. It's a very samey, very boring, it's awkward, it's not great combat by any means. And yet, there's something appealing about this game. And it may just come down to personal preference because I like these RPGs where the combat system, whoa, what are you, is different. I like the idea of a beat-em-up RPG. I could see myself playing more of this, but I also feel like the combat would wear me down. I guess the final word is gonna be that it's a very interesting idea. Oh, upside down. It's a very interesting idea that I wish had been done better. Like, we only barely scratched the surface of the story. We haven't even found out what's going on in this town. Ejamid, capital of planet Desert Star. Well, now we know. We can leave and get back into battles. Well, that was weird and could have been much better. I think I want to play more. I don't quite know how to describe this, but you know how we all have those games that we've played that we know aren't very good, but there's just something about them that keeps us coming back? I think I may have to add Ninja Boy 2 onto that list, because gameplay-wise, there were a lot of issues. The overworld was pretty bland, the graphics weren't memorable, and worst of all, the actual beat-em-up battle mechanics were limiting and not very good. Punching was so short-range and was pretty much your only attack, besides some magic you could pick up later, so it all made the combat feel very samey. And for a game centered entirely around that combat, being samey is the worst thing it can be. So Ninja Boy 2 has a lot of flaws, and yet something is compelling me to go back and play it more. Yes, it's very janky and not that fun, but I think the sheer novelty of a beat-em-up RPG is enough to pique my interest. I always like games that try new things, and an RPG with this kind of combat is a fairly rare sight. The closest I can think of, like I mentioned, is Zelda 2, and that was a little more side-scrolly than anything. Unique gameplay doesn't always save a game if the gameplay doesn't hold up, but I think in this case it does enough to stick in my mind. Forgive the 3D design comparison, but it's easier to grab onto something with a rough surface than a smooth one. This game finds that perfect sweet spot where it's not so rough it's bad, but just rough enough to be interesting. While Ninja Boy 2 isn't a great game or even that good, I actually am still going to drop a recommendation for it. If you're willing to look past a lot of gameplay issues, there's something really unique to be had here. Maybe it's the story that makes it? I really should get this image framed. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm BrianJ, and I'll see you next time.